Hello everyone, let's learn today's Hindu newspaper and some vocabulary. Okay, our main headline is Nitish files his Rajya Sabha papers ahead of exit as Bihar CM. So Bihar CM Nitish Kumar has filed his Rajya Sabha nomination. Okay, he want to enter Rajya Sabha. He was the CM of Bihar since very long. Okay, now to enter Rajya Sabha he has to resign as Chief Minister. That will be followed later, but first he has filed nomination as to enter Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is the upper house in parliament. We have two houses in parliament, right? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Okay, so these two houses constitutes our parliament. Rajya Sabha will have nominated posts and people elected by our representatives. We don't elect people directly to Rajya Sabha. People in Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people and we call them MPs. Both are MPs, but he is also, Rajya Sabha is also MP because member of parliament. Parliament constitutes Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, so both are MPs, but people in the Lok Sabha are elected by our vote. Okay, we have parliament constituency by vote. We will elect these people. But whereas Rajya Sabha, based on the state's population and its assembly strengths and many calculations, Rajya Sabha is elected by the people's representatives. We don't directly elect them. Other people who we have elected will elect Rajya Sabha. Also, there will be some nominated posts for which the government is free to give. Like Sachin was given nominated post or like that. Okay. Our next news item: incentives in AP to have 3 children. So incentives means reward. Okay, what is this reward? Reward not in the sense of giving prize. When you achieve something you will be rewarded. That reward is different. Incentives means when you are undergoing when you are doing certain things which gives loss to you or which is not so much comfortable to you, but still you go ahead and do. No, at that time you should be rewarded, right? So in such cases we will use the word incentive. The reward given when we are doing things which are not comfortable to us. Winning something and getting rewards, that is different. You are not doing something which is discomfort to you. You are being in a competition or you are achieving something. Okay, whereas we use the word incentives when we do something which is very uncomfortable to, but for the greater good of society, if we do it, then someone has to compensate for thinking of goodness to greater good, right? To larger people. So that in such situations we call incentives. So incentives in AP to have 3 children. Having 3 children is a financial burden to people. Okay, so that's why most people will not do having 3 children. Our earlier generation stopped at 2 children, but this present generation is stopping only at 1 kid, and some are not even having kids. So people are not feeling comfortable to have kids. But we, if government wants to implement 3 children, we are making them to do the things which they are not comfortable. So to make them, to encourage them to do the things which are not comfortable, government has to give incentives. Okay, so Andhra Pradesh government is planning to give incentives for the people who have 3 children. Okay, next is Kalyan Singh lied on Babri Masjid. Kalyan Singh is the PM of India in early 90s. When 1992 Babri Masjid demolition happened, he was the CM, he was the PM. So he has lied while the demolition is happening. That's what this KK Venugopal is saying. Babri Masjid is the place where current day Ayodhya temple is sitting. Okay, so why the demolition or the disturbance happened? Because people believed, majority of Hindus believe, like before Babri Masjid was built by Mughals, there exists a Ram temple there. So over course of time, Mughals destroyed the Ram temple and built Babri Masjid. That's what the belief of the system people were in the entire country. So early 1990s, people brought down the existing structure there, and from that time there were many court laws, cases and all. Finally, we facilitated in building the Ram temple there by compensating the minority people land in some other place. Okay, so here ahead of crucial assembly elections, Tamil Nadu West Bengal governors changed. Okay, when you want to frame the same sentence, you will say before assembly elections some government has changed. You use the word before or normally, but ahead means also before, but it is used because following after this means there are assembly elections planned in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. So we are about to enter those election phase. Before that, government has changed the governance. So ahead means before something or some other things are followed before one more thing. Okay, this is ahead. Ahead means before. What is unanimous? Unanimous elections to Rajya Sabha. Okay, unanimous means పోటీ లేకుండా గెలిచే వాళ్ళని యునానిమస్ అంటారు. టు విన్ వితౌట్ అపోజిషన్ means without any opposition. No one is challenging their nomination. Then there will be unanimous election. Okay. Unanimous means ekagriva. In Telugu we call ekagriva. Okay. So this is one more news. Maldives, Sri Lanka alarmed by bombing in Indian Ocean. This is one of the important news. Okay, which is happening. So day before yesterday in Visakhapatnam there was Navy exercise happened in February. One of the Iranian frigate means Navy, a ship related to Navy defense sector ship, not for trade. Frigates are not for trade. It is there for defense. Okay, defense system. So we have in Visakhapatnam we have conducted an exercise. India has invited Navy, many ships from all the world. Okay, so there were many Navy ships here in Visakhapatnam in February. So while they are discussing, after we have, as per international law, first we will have Indian region. Means for a country, first they will have this place called in an ocean. So in a country, this place first, if it is country, this is country waters. Okay, nautical miles. Waters in distance in seas is measured by nautical miles. Okay, nautical. So after this we will have exclusive economic zone. So until exclusive economic zone, the waters belongs to this country. For example, in Indian Ocean also, certain distance we'll have our own waters, Indian waters. Then after certain distance we'll have Indian economic zone, exclusive economic zone. Then comes international waters. Okay, so while the ship is returning to its homes, Iran, as soon as it entered international waters, US has bombed it by torpedo. Torpedo is a weapon triggered from submarines. Okay, you might have seen in movies. Okay, so it killed the people and the ship in international waters, but it is very close to India. So when things happen very close to India, it also triggers alarms for us and the countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, whatever countries it's there. So high weaponry war which is happening in the Middle East is also happening very near to us. Means it has spread to the area very near to us. That's the main headline throughout the day, yesterday and day before yesterday. This is the first time US has used torpedoes to bomb enemy after World War II. US in the sense, there are other instances where India also lost one navy due to torpedoes during 1970 war. But US after World War II, it is the first time it has taken such a big decision of using torpedoes to bring Iranian Navy ship. Okay, so this is causing when some attacks or some disturbances happen near to our house, we'll experience this distress, right? That's how these small countries are also experiencing now, because very close to them there is a war. So what happens if this might have happened in our economic zone? Then it might have entered into world war, because when some US hits enemy ship in our own water, the responsibility lies with us as well. So we are forced to enter a war, and that will trigger some other chain reaction and all. Entire world will be at war. So there are many disturbing things happening at West Asia. So this happened day before yesterday. That's what this article is speaking about. Okay. Next let's come to editorial. Transforming representation into real change by 2029. So what is this representation this editorial speaking about? This is speaking about Women's Reservation Act. Okay, Women's Reservation Act is guaranteeing 1/3 of seats in Lok Sabha. So 33% of seats are reserved for women. So far there is no such law which is forcing people to have political parties to give 33% of their tickets to the women people only. But right now Women's Reservation Act is forcing that. So when people get elected, that means it is a women's representation in parliament will be increased. So on behalf of International Women's Day on March 8th, this article is saying, like, with this 33% representation from 2029 elections, the people are women are equally means women are empowered by the increased representation. That's what this article is speaking about. Okay. Next, India condoles Khamenei's death as Misri visits embassy of Iran. So condoles means santapam. So because supreme leader of Iran was being killed by US and Israeli forces, so India has expressed condolences. Okay, this is very important because it shows to which side of the war you are. So when we want to balance, we have to express our interest with both the parties. So that's what's done by our India also. Until yesterday, our Indian PM has expressed his concern for whatever bombings happening in the Middle East countries, that is UAE, Saudi Arabia, US and Israel. This is one block. Iran is one block. Okay, under this we have Saudi, UAE, so all Arab countries. For Iran, China, Russia, these are openly supporting Iran. India has to balance both because we are a developing nation. We need both the nations for our prosperity, both blocks for our prosperity. So PM has expressed his sorry for whatever happening in these bombings happening in these countries, and India also condoled Iran supreme leader's death yesterday by visiting embassy of Iran. Embassy of Iran will be there in Delhi. Okay, every country will have that embassy to maintain the relations. So our foreign minister secretary Misri has visited embassy of Iran and he expressed condolence on behalf of our nation. So we are trying to balance our relations with the both relationship with both the countries. Okay, that's what this article is speaking about. Next, our last article: conflicts can't be resolved solely by military action. Conflicts means differences or fights arising due to differences. Okay, conflict means మనస్పర్ధలు or తేడాలు ఏమైనా differences అన్నట్టు. Okay, can't be resolved by solely means alone, by military action. కేవలం military యాక్షన్తోనే మన యొక్క విభేదాలు విభేదాలు మన విభేదాలు తగ్గవు. వీ నీడ్ డైలాగ్. అంటే మిలిటరీ యాక్షన్ తీసుకున్నంత మాత్రం, కేవలం మిలిటరీ యాక్షన్ సోల్లీ మీన్స్ లోన్లీ అంటే, సో కేవలం మిలిటరీ యాక్షన్తోనే తగ్గదని ఏం చెప్తున్నారు ఆన్ వెస్ట్ ఏషియా అండ్ యుక్రెయిన్. వెస్ట్ ఏషియాలో వార్ జరుగుతుంది, యుక్రెయిన్లో జరుగుతుంది. సో బై పాయింటింగ్ దీస్ టూ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ PM has said. Okay, thank you. That's it for today's learning. Have a happy learning. Bye.